In this paper, it is argued that Al-Said Bedouin Sign Language provides a unique insight into how languages are created by a community. Unlike other documented new languages such as Creoles or Nicaraguan Sign Language, there were no unusual cultural or social environments during the formation of ABSL. Instead, it formed in one community over about 70 years. Many of the members of this community suffered from neurosensory deafness as a result of a recessive genetic trait carried by some of the original founders of the community's sons. These deaf community members are fully integrated with the rest of the community, regularly intermarrying with hearing people. As a result, a large number of members of the community, both hearing and deaf, are fluent in the sign language that was developed by the community. This more typical community environment is argued to provide new insights into the inherent properties of human language. The specific feature that was studied was word order. ABSL sentences are consistently subject-object-verb order. In noun phrases, modifiers come after a noun, and numerals come after a noun. And in negation, the negation element precedes the head that is being negated. In particular, the consistent subject-object-verb word order was argued to be significant as it differs from all ambient spoken and signed languages. The noun numeral order matches the order for other modifiers that apply to nouns. However, ambient languages in the area use numeral noun order despite using noun modifier order for other modifiers. ABSL is also the only language in the community to use negation head order rather than head negation order. All of these traits show that very consistent word order can be established early on in the formation of a language. Furthermore, it is argued that the relatively fixed word order of ABSL allows its speakers to encode grammatical relations of the participants in a sentence. Since ABSL has not yet developed any inflection on nouns or verbs, it has no other way of encoding these relations. I think that the paper is successful in showing that human languages have a strong tendency to derive systems for encoding grammatical and semantic relationships. It makes sense because without a way to encode these relations, the meanings of many sentences would become ambiguous. However, I'm not so sure about the paper's arguments that this environment represents a typical environment for language formation. We don't know what the environments were like for the languages that modern spoken languages descended from, and given that every other example of languages developing has involved unusual societal circumstances, perhaps languages are far more likely to develop in these unusual circumstances rather than the more normal circumstances shown in this community.